So people see rap, man, and they feel like, man, yeah, I rap, but man, ain't that serious. You know what I mean? Cause they don't necessarily believe in it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Until one of us really go platinum, we making millions of dollars off of you. That's when everybody gonna really be trying to. And then number two, man, niggas just don't like each other, bro. Like niggas, that's the truth.
Yeah.
Niggas just don't like each other, man. Yeah. Like, and it might be for nothing, or it might be about a female or something, like, but.
Welcome back to the Two Stubborn to Fail podcast. I am your host, Darren Perkins, and we got a hometown hero in the building today. He is an artist, a producer, got some acting under his belt, CEO. He just got his hands in the entertainment business. Without further ado, Coach Peake, how you feeling today?
Doing all right, my brother. How you doing?
Man, I'm great. I had to reach out to you. Respect the grind.
Right.
It's it was inevitable that you was gonna be on the show.
Yes,
just respect everything that you're doing. I really never really got a chance to link up with you, but every time I heard of your name, it was associated with music.
Yes,
so I respect the consistency, and this years. Just explain to us a little bit about growing up in Union County.
Growing up in Union County, man, I got a big family, so I was always around my family. It's just like regular, you know what I mean? I was a good kid coming up, smart people's, good people's. Man, I made my life hard as I got older, trying to be cool or whatever. You feel me? But as far as like coming up, man, I tried playing sports. I wasn't good at sports.
Yeah.
So, by the time I got in ninth grade, man, I stopped playing sports. And I had been singing on the choir. My grandma made me sing on the choir. And I stopped singing by the time I got like 8th grade, and I started playing drums. And then I started making beats. And then eventually I just started rapping. Me and my cousin put together a song. And I don't know if you remember. I think we went to school together for like 1 year.
Yeah.
He was a couple grades ahead of me. And, you know what I'm saying? People started liking the music, man. And I was like, yeah, I can do something with this. And, I just kept it going.
So going back a little bit, do you remember when you fell in love with music?
Yeah. First time I fell in love with music, man, I was probably about 5 or 6 years old. And me and my stepdad, I don't know where we was riding. We was riding somewhere. And he was playing Tupac, All Eyes on Me, the album. And like, he had I forgot what kind of Jeep he had, but he had a Jeep and that top down.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the music and the ride, and I don't know, the feeling. I was like, man, music. You know what I mean? That's the first time I fell in love with it.
That's crazy that you say that, because like Tupac in particular with All Eyes on Me, I think, was California Love on there?
Yeah, California Love on there.
That's my favorite Tupac song of all time.
California Love.
By George.
Yeah. Ain't gonna lie,
of all
mine
time.
Would probably be like, I had to say Blasphemy. That's on the 7 Day Theory album.
Okay.
But yeah,
and what made that your favorite?
Ain't gonna lie, man, he talking that shit on it.
Yeah.
When you listen to the song, like when he say Blasphemy, you gonna understand why he's saying that.
Okay.
Because one of the verses he say is 10 rules to the game, but I share with you too. No, niggas gonna hate you for whatever you do. I go listen to the track and listen to the rest of it, man. He really laying game down on the track, man. And it's different from what Tupac usually do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what made me like it. And most people don't know about the song for real. That's why I like it.
Right. So I know we didn't cover it yet, but in a previous interview, I heard that Tupac actually your favorite rapper.
Yeah, he is.
Of all time.
All time.
What's your, I can't bring you on the show without getting your what's your top 5 all time?
Top 5 rappers all time?
Yeah.
All right, I say, oh man, it's hard. All right. Pop, Gotti, Future. I gotta throw Rick Ross in there. If I had to put one more person in there, somebody I really listen to, man, I might throw Young Boy in there. Young Boy.
Okay. So out of like I know we talked about your top five, but outside of pop, what do you think are some of the biggest influences on you in the rap game, like growing up?
I ain't gonna lie, Master P, man.
Yeah.
Master P was a big influence. Come on, still there like the Master P. And my dad, he liked the Biggie. Biggie was a big influence. Of course, if you listen to pop, you're gonna know about Biggie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he was really big on Biggie and Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
And Cash Money too. Cause, by the time I got first, second grade, Cash Money was taking over.
Mm-hmm.
Lil Wayne was that dude.
Hot Boys.
Yeah. Lil Wayne was what, like 15, 16?
Yeah, he was young.
He was that dude.
He was already, yeah.
You feel me?
And it's funny that you say Master P, because a lot of people, including myself, didn't really get to appreciate everything that Master P is, because we didn't know fully what he was until he started like doing interviews, because we was young.
Right.
So we didn't know about the independence and how he had to basically, he did it all on his own. Yeah. And he was one of the first ones to have one of them 85, 15% kind of deals. Nice. And just to be able to, like, a lot of what he's doing or he did in his career is, that's what we all aspire to be, our own boss. But the thing that, I think one of the big things of how he got started, I don't know the specifics, but I think he had got left some money from like his granddaddy dying or something, like 10 racks.
It was like, the insurance.
Yeah, like 10 bands, and he flipped that and he kept going with it. Sure. So I mean, it's stuff like that like I said, I didn't really get to appreciate it in the moment, but listening to interviews, I see that it's easier said than done. But you have to, even if you don't like his music, you gotta respect his grind.
You do.
And
you gotta respect it, because like he literally shows you that with rap, you can do other stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You don't have to just be stuck as a rapper.
Right. But even with that, it's like he basically just made his own lane. Like everybody else at that time, nobody was really getting money like him. Like he basically was literally independent. He put, and like you said, he built up the brand in music because that was he just used that as a vehicle. Right. And now I'm on Facebook yesterday and I see he got some kind of company with like artificial intelligence now. Yeah. So I mean, he like when you talk about like Bill Gates and people like that, like that's who he is for us. Right. Like he literally making it happen with the movies, just the shoes. I mean, I don't know if you got a chance to look at any of his shoes. His shoes hard now. They call Manyati.com. But yeah, he got his own design. But I mean, it's just stuff like that. He got his hands in everything now. But a real big inspiration. Like what would you say? Do you think that there's anybody on like obviously a smaller level that you could say that you looked up to in the music industry?
In the music industry, well, besides Master P, like today, like right now, P from QC, Quality Control, like he really stayed down. If you follow his story, like man, he started out with Migos and them, and he was literally letting them boys stay with him. Yeah, you feel me? And then they took off, and they where they at now. He been hustling. He been hustling. He already knew Lil Baby. Right. Him and Lil Baby had been hustling together and stuff. Birdman, people can say whatever they want, but Birdman did. He might have made some mistakes, and he done owned up to it. And it take a real boss to own up to your mistakes. But he made a lot of things shake, and the big bad man himself, Suge Knight, man.
Hey, he in the conversation.
You feel me? Like he might have did a lot of bad shit, whatever. But Suge Knight made things happen. Suge Knight had a good business plan as far as taking care of his artists. Right. You feel me? Made his artists comfortable to where they wanted to make music.
Especially that situation with Pac.
You feel me?
He got him out of that.
He got Pac out that situation. Interscope was gonna give up on him. You know what I'm saying? So Suge kind of stepped in and I take him under my wing. Cause Interscope was gonna give up on him, but wasn't gonna release him out of his contract. You know what I'm saying? So they was gonna still make money off of him, but keep him in jail. Right.
Right. That was messed up. And it was another similar situation right back to Master P, what he did for Snoop.
You right. In his career. Facts. That's facts.
Because I mean, at that time, people was looking at him like his career was kind of over. He hadn't even got started yet. That's facts. And for him to go link up with the baddest person in the industry at that time, like nobody wanted coming at Suge for nothing. Period. So he did that. He bought him out his contract, and then like on some even realer stuff, like he could have. I saw an interview where Snoop was saying that he could have owned 10%. Master P, I'm talking about Master P, could have owned 10% of Snoop's everything, like for the rest of his life. He just let him have it.
Master P solid.
Yeah, and that's something that you just don't see.
Now you don't really see that or hear about it for real.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right. Because I mean, really, the real goal is for a boss to make other bosses, not just to make money off of everybody that you can.
That's real.
But it's unfortunately it's a lot of people that don't feel that way.
Cause it's the culture, man, and especially like in the rap game right now, the culture is the finesse.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see you getting money. How can I finesse you out somewhere?
Right.
You know what I mean? Versus, you really should be trying to, hey, we can get some money together. You know what I'm saying? But I go through that a lot.
Yeah, but as far as being like an artist, what would you prefer? Do you like being the artist more like the CEO?
I ain't gonna lie, man. Both has its perks. You know what I'm saying? But personally, I like being an artist.
Yeah.
I like being creative because sometimes the CEO role, man, it gets boring. Like you just play a waiting game.
Right.
You know what I mean? You throw your money in a situation and just kind of wait to see what happens. You might be actively doing stuff like taking calls and taking your artist to meet with this person, that person, but a lot of times you play the waiting game versus being an artist, man. You in the studio, you always doing something, working on content.
Right.
Even if it's an old song, you working on new content for the old song. It's more fun than being an artist.
I like, people don't realize that like music is an art. That's why they call y'all artists. Right. Like it's therapeutic, in a sense. So can you speak to like how you get that therapy when it's time for you to be in grind mode, or when you just want to get something off your chest? How that process go?
Man, all right, be real. A lot of times, man, I might then got into it with somebody, or maybe my kids that did something, and I'm just kind of frustrated, man. And I go sit in the booth. I roll me one. Sip a little water and, put a beat on, man. And honestly, I got to find that right beat. Like, it's kind of hard for me to just hop on a beat.
Yeah.
So it got to be the right beat. And, most artists can tell you this, but when that right beat come on, they can feel it. Like, it's like, oh, I got to do it.
Yeah.
So, like, when I find that beat, just kind of zone in on it, man. I might try to freestyle on it. And whatever I freestyle, I'll take from it and start writing from it.
Shoot, I know that I was listening to an interview recently with Big 30, and he was saying that Moneybag, which is the person who signed him, gave him some of the best advice that he ever could do, and it was basically go in the booth and make the whole song, and then come back and pick like the hardest bars out that song for the hook. I never even thought about, like, I ain't never made no song, but I ain't never even thought about like that kind of process. Like, walk me through what your process is on making a song.
Well, I ain't gonna lie, what you were just talking about, like I've done that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just literally write like a whole long verse and then the hardest part just repeat it as a hook. You know what I'm saying? Really, that's like a kind of cheat code.
Yeah.
Like, cause for a lazy rapper, you might rap 16 bars and you just take 4 bars and keep repeating it.
Yeah, but I mean, if it work, it work.
I'm about to say, if it's slapping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Music is music.
Right.
So, but for me, process, honestly, man, it depends on the song. Like, cause sometimes I might start out with a hook and then lay the hook. I might lay the hook and just lay it down to where I got my 3 hooks and I got my 2 verses in between and come back to it.
Yeah.
Sometimes I might start off with a verse, like just go in on a verse and then listen to it. All right, I need to build a hook around this part because I said this and then I said this. And sometimes, man, I freestyle. Sometimes I freestyle on the track. And if I mess up, I might write a couple bars in, but for the most part, freestyle on the track.
I heard that you prefer to write though.
Yeah,
over freestyle.
Yeah, I prefer to write.
Yeah, but sometimes I guess you got to go back and forth between the two, just depending on the situation.
Like freestyle is for the moments, like where I'm just really in the mood to rap. You know what I mean? Like
that's more the artistic side.
Yeah, that's when I'm just really I hear a beat and I just kind of want to just have fun on it. Yeah, but like far as a song, like me writing and stuff, that's when I'm like really in that mode.
Yeah.
Either I'm pissed off or I just I done made a crazy hook in my head and I keep repeating it. And a lot of times, man, I might hear a song and that song, from another artist, and it might give me an idea for a song. Yeah, like I don't try to jack the song.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
You feel me?
It just sparks something for you.
Yeah.
I feel the same way because I mean, even though I don't make music, like even just with creating content in general, I might see something there like just spark. I would just change. I like what you did, but I would change this and do it this way and make it my own. But that's what it is, though. That's I mean, it's nothing that you could like be 100% original on. But as long as you can like put your own twist and not just copy and paste, ain't nothing wrong with it.
Just being inspired.
Yeah.
Literally, somebody inspire you, you know what I mean? That's just what it is.
Yeah. I mean, just showing love, really, in a sense.
Yeah.
But explain how it is, like, you got a brother as a producer. I know that's got to be hard. Like, just to be able to hit your brother up and be like, let's just go work. How is that?
All right. First of all, shout out DT on Life, my boy.
Shout him out.
Shoot, man, it's cool. You know what I mean? Especially like at first, he about 13, 14, he was making beats. He got about 17, he kind of fell back from it. So I was like, dang, he ain't into music no more. You feel me? And then he hopped back into it, and he just recently signed a deal with EME out of Sprumberg. Shout out J Focus.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah, he just got a J Focus just got a distribution deal for the company with Warner Music Group, I think. Anyway, though, but yeah, though, man, he really like locked in producing. Like he produced for artists like Slime Dollars and 30 Gang Cho and them boys, and I hit him up sometimes. Like we co-produce too. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm a producer too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I kind of fell off from the producing side. You know what I'm saying? But he really helped me get
back into it. So what do you like? What's your favorite part about producing?
Shoot, just making a beat. Honestly, man, that's the favorite part. Because the rest of it kind of is headache. Sometimes get boring, like with the networking and gotta send it out. Hope somebody use the beat or whatever. But as far as like making the beat, like that's the best part. Yeah, you don't even have to wait on your brother sometimes. Like you just make your own beat and get on it if you have to. Yeah, definitely do. Yeah, I'm really like the main artist using my beats right now. Now don't get me wrong, we got a song. We produced for by Slime Dollars. He just dropped that. And 30 Gang Cho got a song produced by us as well. And I think J Bill's got one too. So we working and stuff, but he's more of the producer than I am. Right. You know what I'm saying? Out of all of those roles, I think you already said it, but being an artist, that's your favorite part. Yeah, being an artist is definitely favorite. Yeah. So let's get into this new project, man. The Player Tape.
Yeah, Player Tape. How y'all come up with that?
Shoot, my boy 6'3" really came up with the title. Yeah. Shout out my boy 6'3" Huncho. Was chilling one day, man. Just making music. Cause we make music all the time. Right. He was like, man, we got all these songs, man. Let's do a tape. I was like, shoot, what we gonna call it? He was like, first he was like, I think he said Players Club. I was like, this like a movie. Yeah. He was like, yeah. Then we was gonna call it something else, and then he was like, what about Player Tape? I was like, it's simple, but it's smooth.
That's a hard name, though. That's a hard name. If I was an artist, I probably would drop something called the Player Tape.
You feel me?
Y'all put 20 songs on that thing. People ain't doing that no more.
That was his, I ain't gonna lie, that was his idea. Like I wasn't gonna put that many songs on there.
Man, y'all went crazy on that.
I was like, nah, let's do it. Let's get people that want some music. I was like, let's do it, bro. Yeah. I was gonna put like about 13, 14. You know what I mean?
But for me, like listening to the project dope, by the way. Y'all go get that Player Tape. But for me, it felt like it was two different, like y'all had two different sounds. Like from 1 to 11, it was more like riding music. And then y'all just turned it up from 12 to 20. It was like the beats got harder. It was like a whole nother. Was that on purpose?
Shoot. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He the one put it together?
Yeah, like, I think he did that on purpose. Yeah. You feel me? Because I let him do the whole track listing and stuff, man.
That was hard the way y'all did that. Hey, and one thing, this is for 6300. 63. Because you went crazy on Rats in the Safe, boy. Whatever mode, I don't know what mode you was in when you made that, but keep that, because just on that one, y'all went crazy on the whole thing. But I had to get that out, like just listening, because I was listening to it again on the way of the road, and that one, like the way he came on that one, he had me at the I'm on my magic, getting my hocus pocus up. I was like, all right, this is different.
That was hard, bro. He hard, bro. And the whole project produced by my little brother, DTN Life.
Man.
Yeah, he produced the whole
thing.
And we got the artwork done by I think dude named Scott Taylor. He do a lot of artwork for like, a lot of big artists and stuff. Like Tony Snow and the boys, whatever. But yeah. And shoot, what else I was finna say, man? We had the 2 little skits, and he came up with the skits. 6'3" came up with the skits, man.
He sounded like somebody's uncle on there.
Yeah, like 6'3", man. He really 6'3" really put the project together. I just came through and got on the song. Yeah. It's like, you know what I'm saying? He really was like, the creative genius behind it. Of course, DTM did the production.
But y'all work well. Y'all work well together. How long did it take to get that done?
Man, to be real, as far as recording the tape was done in probably about 2-3 weeks. But it took us about 3-4 months to actually get it how we really wanted it. But like, as far as recording the songs been done. You know what I mean? A lot of them songs, they old. You know what I mean? Cause we got more music on the way. He got a whole nother project he finna drop. So yeah, but it didn't really take long. About 2-3 weeks.
So how would you say, like, on average, if you say you get an idea for a whole project, like how long does it take you from like start to finish to make a project, like a whole tape?
Because how many songs you're gonna have on it. Honestly, for me, man, if it's me by myself and I'm working on the tape, it's gonna take a little minute. Cause like I said, certain beats I gotta really be into.
Right.
Versus if I'm collabing on an album, ain't gonna lie, I got a competitive spirit. So like, if I say I don't necessarily care for the beat, but my boy get on there and he kill it. You feel me? I'm like, whoa, all right. I see how you came on there. I'm finna come on there hard. Like, you know what I'm saying? That don't mean I'm trying to like outshine.
Right, nah.
But I just got a competitive spirit when it comes to the music. Like, because I expect somebody to be just as hard as me.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
And it showed. I feel like it showed in the tape that like y'all just bounced off of each other. It wasn't on no competitive stuff. It really felt like 2 homeboys making a dope project together.
That's what I'm saying. We really had a lot of fun making the project. We done performed and stuff. And, we were back and forth to Atlanta. Cause we did about 4 or 5 of the project. Not the project, but 4 or 5 of the songs on the project. We did that in Atlanta. Shout out Chris Clay. You know what I mean? We just really just had fun making the project, man. Just doing different things, like going different places, meeting people and stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's my big thing about the music. Have fun with it. Because sometimes we get caught up in the, we got to make money. You putting money into it. You kind of get frustrated if certain situations don't work out. But you just got to remember what we're doing for. We love doing music.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's fun making music.
Yeah, I guess when it's not fun no more, it's time to switch a little bit.
I'm telling you, man.
So you had this tape, and it came. You dropped that what? Y'all dropped that in March?
I want to say towards the end of February.
Okay.
Might be beginning of March. Man, I don't know. I gotta look. What
I think on there it said like March 11th or something like that.
Yeah.
Somewhere close to that.
I got my drop there. March 11th.
So what's next now that y'all drop it? Y'all planning on doing like any promotion for it?
But right now, we got blogs picking it up. We got a couple songs we servicing the DJs. Shout out my boy DJ Dale Matic. I shot him some records. We're gonna get these DJs spinning it. We're gonna do some visuals. That's really what we're working on right now, doing visuals. Me and him actually supposed to shoot a video next week. I think they're supposed to shoot a video next week.
We saw.
I'm not sure. Either it's gonna be between. I want to say he was gonna do Patience or Rats in the Safe. Either one of them.
Y'all gotta do Rats in the Safe.
Man, I think he said he had a visual idea for Rats in the Safe. So it probably gonna be Rats in the Safe.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard. That's gonna be hard. But just some honorable mentions on just that tape. Like it's hard to pick just a couple, but I know for me personally, from Dylan on, like that, it felt like y'all couldn't miss.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Dylan my favorite record off tape, man. Like, bro came in and like that's a freestyle joint. Like, bro just came in, you know, walking in the bitch, I'm fresh as hell. I was like, oh, bro, all right. That's how you coming on this. Like, yeah, we need to go back and forth on it. For real, I think that'd be dope. Like, all right, say less.
Yeah, y'all came hard with that one. And then you followed it up with Underwater. Like, that sound, to me, it put me in the mode of like it sounded like some Dolph. Like how he came on that.
Yeah.
Some, like like how him and Key Lock work together. That's the kind of feel it had for me. Well, how did that feel for y'all making Underwater? How did that come together?
Oh man, be real. He had already had the song kind of laid.
Mm-hmm.
I just happened to walk in the studio while he was making it.
Okay.
You feel me? And I was
it was just too hard not to hop on.
Like, you let me get on that? Nah, he ain't gonna just let you get on.
Right.
Like, don't get me wrong. Sometimes he's like, nah. But he was like, yeah, you get on. So I hopped on for a verse. Because he had already laid the hook down and my brother had did the beat.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because my brother had played the beat earlier that day. And I loved the beat when he played it. And I think 6'3" seen that. And he already, you know what I mean? He hopped on it or whatever. So, like I said, I walked in the studio, they were working on the songs. Like, man, let me get on it. Get on.
The last one we got to talk about is work. Speaking of beats, like bro, he had to summon like his inner Zaytoven on that
one. Oh God, listen, bro, be in the studio like. Boy be working, like he be zoned out. Like I be trying to talk to him, like, "Hey D, what's up, bro?" Like, such. He's like, "Hold on."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Beat get done, then he like, "All right, what you want?"
Like, that's hard. You got to respect that focus.
Yes, sir. Working.
So now that project is done, y'all said y'all about to shoot visuals and stuff like that. What else you got coming up?
All right. Well, you know, besides promoting that project. I'm finna actually put together another project. I don't know if it's gonna be an EP or a whole album, but I'm gonna put out another project within about 2-3 months. You know, I can't really speak on it, you know, as far as like some acting stuff I got going on, but you know, I got a couple gigs I got lined up, be in a couple movies, couple TV shows. You know what I mean? Y'all see me on TV. You know what I mean? Just stay tuned. I can't really say too much. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Speaking of acting, like, how did you get into acting?
Man, be real. I had been wanting to act. You know, I did drama back in high school. I say about the end of 2019. I was like, man, I'm trying to do acting. You know what I mean? I think I want to act. Try to actually act on acting. You feel me? And excuse me. I made a profile on this website called Backstage.com. You know what I'm saying? You know, you get acting gigs and stuff. I was applying for all these acting gigs. Nothing biting. Like, I wasn't getting nothing. Yeah. And then just one randomly wrote me. It was like, hey, do you want to be in my movie? And I'm like, yeah. You know, she was like, I'll pay you such and such, plus, you know, pay you gas money and put you in a hotel.
Oh, man.
I was like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't had to audition.
Yeah.
She just gave me
the role, bro. That's hard.
So I went to Atlanta. We did the table ring, and then we did the practice, and then we did the movie shoot. The movie shoot, it took us like 3 days to shoot the movie. And then, you know, she put it out. Truth or Does on Amazon Prime now. Y'all make sure y'all go get that. Check it out. Shout out Joy Evans. But yeah, that's how I started acting. And after that, man, I just started finding gigs on the internet.
Because once you got that first one out, it's like they just start coming then.
You feel me? But they don't always be like main principal acting. Like, a lot of times, you know, you do some background stuff. Like, I done did a lot of background. I did another guest appearance where I played a groomsman on it's called Christians. TV series, whatever, web series.
Hey, it's work. You can't
turn it. But as far as like main principal, I got some stuff in the works. That's why I ain't want to speak on it, just in case it don't.
Yeah. I get it. So what is, like, compared to the grind of being an artist? Is it similar in the grind of like becoming an actor?
If you want to be like the main star and stuff, it is. As far as like getting into acting though, man, I ain't gonna lie. As far as like the money and like the opportunity, it's kind of easier to get into acting music.
Really?
Yeah, like, cause you can be a nobody, get into some background, and first of all, you gonna get a check, you gonna get paid.
Right.
But say you do background, and they just so happen to get you in a good spot where you have to be with like the main character or something. Yeah. That'll turn into a recurring role. Oh, you dope. Just went from background to part of the movie or show, whatever it is that you work on.
Man.
Yeah, and that happens a lot. They don't really talk about it. That happens a lot. A lot of the biggest actors, they started out background.
Well, you gotta start somewhere.
Exactly.
It's like throughout the whole interview, it's like the Pac and Master P you could just see the influence coming out because I mean that's similar. It's similar. So now that I know we can't really speak on anything as far as like projects that's coming out with acting. So let's touch on something that you spoke on earlier. What does being a father mean to you?
Being a father? Man, I mean everything to me, man. Like that's how I judge a nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, listen, I don't care how real the niggas he say. He say he real, this, that, whatever. Nigga ain't a father to his kids, bro. Especially if he got more than one kid. He ain't no father to, especially if he got one kid. Like, he ain't a father to your kid. Like, that's a huge red flag for me.
Definitely. Like, I couldn't imagine not being there for my kids.
That's what I'm saying. And niggas don't hold other niggas accountable for it. You feel me? Like, nigga might dish you, you all kind of this and that, but you a good father to your kid. Meanwhile, this homeboy ain't nothing to his kids, but he got all kind of excuses for it. Tell you, man, it's
I can't even hang with nobody that ain't no. I mean, you ain't got to be the greatest, but at least try.
At least try. That's the difference between a father and somebody who just ain't nothing. Like, all you gotta do is make an effort. Even if you ain't got money, give your kid time. Like, give them time. Like, literally, just go get them. Like,
spend time with them.
Just spend time. Go do
Take them to the park.
It's bingo, something free. Like, you know what I'm saying? Take them to your mom's house. Right. Just play with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm real big on that old father thing. Like, because, you got too many niggas that say they this and that, and they got kids, don't take care of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like you said, I really don't respect. I can't understand it, so that's something that I really can't respect. Like, especially, like, for me personally, I grew up without a father in the household, so I know how important it is for a child to have a father, whether it be a boy or a girl. So, like, yeah.
And like you say, you ain't gotta be perfect. You gotta be the perfect dad, because life ain't perfect. Right. We got situations, and if you ain't with the child's mother, then of course it's not gonna necessarily. You know what I mean? But you
still gotta make it work though.
You feel me?
Because the child, it ain't the child's fault that y'all ain't together.
Exactly. Especially as your kids get older, they get cell phones and stuff. It ain't nothing to reach out to your kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially your kid on Facebook and Instagram,
or you can just FaceTime
or something like yeah. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no excuses, man. That's one thing I'm real big on, man. Like, take care of your kids, man. Make an effort for your kids. Like, okay, if you don't love your kids, who you love?
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
Man. And another thing before we get off of just being parents in general is kids really don't know. Like, I know, and you want to be like seen as a great parent. You want to be able to do things for your kids, especially stuff that you didn't necessarily have for yourself. Right. But kids really, at the end of the day, they don't need. I mean, if you can't afford to get your kids some J's, it's all right. Like you said, go spend time with them.
Exactly. Go spend time with them. And then when you do that, it might make they mama look at it like, oh, well, he might not have the money for such. Right. You know what? He can't spend time with them. You know what I'm saying? Boom, that'll make them overlook something.
Right.
You might miss a child support payment or something. She might be like, you know what? He cool. He can't. I'm just saying, but nah, you can't tell niggas nothing.
Speaking of that, we can't let you get out of here without speaking on, like, a little bit off of the camera. We was talking about, like, getting some stuff together locally with, like, artists and unity. Like, in your opinion, why do you think it's so hard to unify the artists locally?
As far as around here, to be a rapper, like rappers don't really get taken serious around here because it ain't like Atlanta. Where Atlanta, you got a bunch of rappers who done been successful at rapping, made millions of dollars. Right. Their whole lifestyle is based off of rap. You know, it's different in our city because we got a small city. Like,
Now I already know what you're thinking. Where can I get the merch? I'm glad you asked. You can find it at toostubborntofail.com. That's toostubborntofail.com. All right. Now let's get back to the show.
We got maybe 1 or 2 NFL players from the city, but that's rare versus the thousands and thousands of football players. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So people see rap, man, and they feel like, man, I rap, but man, I ain't that serious. You know what I mean? Because they don't necessarily believe it. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Until one of us really go platinum, making millions of dollars off of you. That's when everybody gonna really be trying to. And then number 2, man, niggas just don't like each other, bro. Like, niggas, that's the truth. Yeah. Niggas just don't like each other, man. Yeah. Like, and it might be for nothing, or it might be about a female or something. Like, but a lot of times it be about nothing. You know what I'm saying? Nigga might see you doing the exact same thing he doing. Right. I'm like, that nigga trying to steal my shine. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. Yeah. Stupid shit. Instead of, hey, man, you know what I'm saying? We can link, bro. We can really get some money together. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about. Exactly. That's why me and C3 got together, dropped the project. You feel me? Like, try to make the money off of it. Like, niggas can really do that. They can pool their fan base and their resources together and do something. You feel me? Even if y'all ain't that cool, like, if you keep it business, like, you can't tell niggas shit.
Speaking of that, like, I really don't know. Has it been any South Carolina artists to like really pop yet?
Well, I mean, the baby North Carolina, I guess you can't really.
Yeah, I'm talking about South Carolina.
As far as South Carolina, we had Lil Rue back in the day. He popped off with Nancy song. He was big before Nancy song, as far as like locally. Right. You feel me? Then that song was big, but other than that, kind of fell off from that.
So I mean, it's still room for somebody got to do it.
It's room for somebody.
Somebody got to do it.
Speaker Knockers was close, but he died before he could really see the fruits of his labor. Right. Black Zach big, you know what I'm saying? But I can't necessarily say he like mainstream success big. Like he big, don't get me wrong. Right. You feel me? He big on the underground too. And he got that bread. You feel me? He got paper. You know what I mean? But as far as like us having a South Carolina rapper who just like basically competing on a major level with niggas like the Baby and Lil Baby and Young Boy and all them, it's like I ain't really got nobody like that.
Man, somebody, like you said, somebody got to do it.
Somebody got to do it.
But to speak on the Baby and in general, like, bruh going off.
Bruh going off. Like, for real.
Like, I got on them late. I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't like I've been following them. I think the first thing I ever heard of his was Baby Talk 4, maybe? When he had the little cartoon baby.
Okay, I know you're talking
like the Boss Baby type, but that's the first thing I ever heard of his, and it seemed like right after that, bro just went to the moon with it.
Listen, dude, hard. He been had to work ethic. He been working and stuff. I been knew he could rap, but I'm like you. I kind of didn't listen to him.
Yeah, I got on him late.
But I been heard about him. I had been heard about his grind. I been heard about people listening to him. First time I heard him, I was like, yeah, he can rap.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He always had that.
Yeah, but I didn't really listen to him until probably when he killed nigga Walmart or something. Man. You know what I mean?
I mean, sometimes they say all publicity is good publicity.
You know what I mean?
I'm glad he made it out that situation.
Exactly. And I think they were trying to do something. Yeah. So,
I mean, he was justified.
I'm about to say, if it's justified, hey, you know what I mean? Yeah, your business.
But I mean, people, for some reason, people keep trying them.
Ain't nobody learn, like, bro, he's not playing. Like, he's not playing with y'all. Like, stop.
Man, and then, we got the Baby, and of course, like, one of the GOATs right now, Cole, and
out of Carolina. J. Cole, yeah. He North Carolina.
Yeah,
man.
North Carolina. So I mean, like I said, it's room for somebody to do it. I mean, really, a lot of people can do it, but
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta shout my boy out. Troop Dizza.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. I think Troop Dizza is probably the one that could really do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know Troop personally for years. We done did songs. We got a song on the way. And like, bro got the grind. He got the mentality for it. He definitely got the skills.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So I think True Dizzle might be the one that really like
Y'all
got
got similar backgrounds in that. Y'all been doing music forever.
Yeah, man.
And you know, we hear stories about people like blowing off their first song, but that for the most part that ain't gonna happen.
Nah, not for most. That's rare.
That ain't gonna happen.
It's,
so I mean, ain't no such thing as an overnight success.
You know what I'm saying?
People like, you know, the baby, when by the time he blew, he had so much music, and it's probably some stuff that we'll probably never hear that he been made, but you know, it's just about keeping it going, keeping that grind going. But like you said, Troop was actually on the show. He I forget what episode, but y'all check that out. It's called The Business Behind the Music. Shout out to Troop one more time.
Shout out, boy.
But yeah, I see a lot of similarities between y'all two as far as like just being consistent with it.
You gotta be consistent. That's really what separates a lot of people, you know, who's serious and who not. Consistency. Because like if you don't consistently do something, how are you serious about it?
Yeah. So man, so this has been a dope interview so far. It's like we didn't cover so much.
Ask me some more shit.
Oh yeah. So I know you went by that boy Pete back in the day, and you ain't seem to really care for that name now. But if you got a chance to talk to that boy Pete as Coach Peake, what would that conversation be like?
First of all, man, like stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. Don't try to make music you think people want to hear. Make music that you actually like. Take advice. Don't be such a high head. Because when I was that with people, I didn't listen to a lot of people. I thought I knew it all. Right. Man. But I could go back in time, I would have listened to, because a lot of people trying to put me on game. I just didn't hear it, you know what I mean?
And that's part of that is just being young. Yeah. Like, it's hard to get through to the youth.
Exactly. Pay attention to quality. You know what I mean? Pay attention to beat selection. Like, you know what I mean? And learn. Like, just stay a student of the game. Like, just consistently learn. That's why I would literally tell that would be, man. Cause man, if I could go back in time, I would, bro. Like, I'm telling you. But, you know, it ain't too late.
No. I mean, you putting in the work. That's all. As long as you don't quit and you still having fun with it, that's all that really matters.
Man, that's the biggest thing, man. Literally, man, that's how I live my life right now, man. I have fun with it. Like, I like acting because it's fun. Right. You get a check from it, but I have fun with it. Get on set, beat somebody different. Right. You know what I mean? It's fun. Music is fun, being creative and stuff. Now, I ain't gonna say I don't have my problems like everybody has real life problems, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes shit get tight, you know what I mean? But for the most part, man, as I live my life, just have fun with what I'm doing and spend time with my family. That's what I'm big on right now.
Shoot, that was dope, bro. I gotta say it again. Like, I commend you on just staying consistent, because I mean it's so hard to like especially when you're not seeing the progress that you feel like you should be seeing. Like, you ain't hitting exactly where the goals you want to be hitting. It's different when you know you still got to get up, and like you said, you got bills still coming in, and you still got this main goal that you want to hit. You know, and just being able to stay focused with that. And, you know, keep the main thing. That's way harder than people know. The consistency part of it. So I got to commend you on that, because a lot of people try and after about a month or so, they quit.
Man, I've seen so many rappers come and go because, like, they don't get the money. They think they finna rap, blow it real quick, make all this money, and then it don't work like that.
Right.
Like you literally say, you see it and you think it's overnight sensations and stuff, but that's, first of all, it's rare for a dude to blow up off of one hit, and it's a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that we don't see. A lot of times people be already connected with people, etc.
And especially with like South Carolina being such a small market in general, that's another thing that's like probably weighing down everybody. Is just it takes when you in a market like the South Carolina market, you got to work 10 times harder than the Atlanta artists, because they already like you said, they connected in a way. They already kind of have the ear.
They do.
You know, and right now they kind of got the tight. Well, in between them, I can't lie. Memphis killing it too
Memphis
right now.
killing it too.
Memphis
killing it too.
R.I.P. Dog, by the way.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dog.
That like the Nip situation that hurt, and I ain't gonna lie, I didn't hear. I haven't listened to a whole bunch of Nip music. Like Victory Lap was hard. I heard that like a little bit because he dropped that a little bit before he died. I heard that and like I was an instant fan from that. But to be like I've been on Nip, I ain't gonna lie and say that I was.
I only know a couple songs.
Right, so. But when Dolph died though, that hit me hard, boy. You'd have thought that I knew him personally, like, and just to hear like after the fact what he was to his neighborhood. And what he was to like his loved ones is like way more than the artist was lost. Like a CEO, just a all around good dude.
I didn't even know he had a wife.
Right.
I didn't know he was married. I didn't think he did the family.
Right.
I know he took care of the kids though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, just to see that, like my son also trying to get into the rap game, and after that I was just telling him like, look, once you make it the Dolph level. Get out.
Yeah.
Because it's sad to say it, but you got to leave home once you get there. Or even if you stay, like, you got to be smart about it.
Yeah, I'm about to say if you know you the big dog of the city, you can't just be in the hood.
Yeah.
At the local
Because
store.
I mean that was a split second.
Yeah, like they literally just. His car was the loudest car in the city, just about. You know what I mean?
Everybody know Dolph.
He was literally, was still in the streets. Literally, he's still in the streets. That's what it was. You feel me? Nigga pulled up on him. Hell, Dolph had to fire on him.
It didn't matter. It didn't matter at the time. So I mean,
yeah, I'm saying like you gotta be smart out here, man. You definitely gotta be smart and move right. He probably felt like, I'm just real.
He was in his hood. Like I mean, I can imagine feeling like that, but I never been a superstar. Like once you known around the world, it's different.
I say you can be a regular nigga and still get smoked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, so you right, man. You get to a certain level, move. Or just don't move crazy. Right. Don't move around crazy. Yeah. You can't just be at crazy spots by yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how scrapped you is. Like it's one of you versus 20 people who wish they had what you. And they all hate you. Come on, man.
I'd rather be. I don't even know why like having security would be seen as like a weakness. Because I mean, being in his position, you gotta move like that. And it don't necessarily have to be the police, but just you got enough money. I know it's some people that you have around you.
You know what I mean? You literally have security. Ain't nothing wrong with having security. You know what I mean?
Everybody want to go home to their family at the end of the day.
I mean, think about America. America has the military. And
that's security. That's all it is.
Hove with his security all the time. Like you ain't gonna see Hove out here trying to be real. No. He got his security at all times.
Yeah, and I mean, I can I get why he wanted to do what he did. He like in interviews, he always said that he liked to be alone, but I get that. But it's bigger than you. You know, when you in his situation, that affected so many people, like losing him. I know like his family and stuff straight financially, but it ain't about that. Like at the end of the day, I'm sure they would trade everything that they get from his death just to have him.
And my thing is, you had already got shot at 100 times.
Yep.
Brag about it.
Then he got shot again.
He got shot in the ass.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like.
So I mean,
I would have definitely been moving different. Like, man, niggas ain't playing with me. I need to I need to tighten up. They ain't playing.
But yeah, I mean, we having a little bit of fun with it. But yeah, R.I.P. Dolph.
Yeah, R.I.P. for real though.
Yeah,
that's a sad situation for real.
Yeah, it's a sad situation, and selfishly, bruh just was hard. Like that's one of the opposite of Nip as far as like I heard everything Dolph ever put out. So like I literally listen to his music like every day still. So I mean, it's just sad to see when you see, especially somebody that's a part of your everyday life. Like we'll never hear nothing. I mean, other than the stuff that he already got in the can.
I know what you're saying, though. Like
at a certain point, we ain't gonna never hear nothing new from Dolph ever again. Like right now, this just how just being an artist, if something happened to you today, you still got stuff that'll push you for a year or maybe two, but. After that, like that's when it's really gonna sink in. Cause I mean they just dropped something with Dolph and
Shout out Gucci and Key Glock.
Yeah.
I
They
see
just
that.
dropped that, but I mean, maybe it's just a sad situation just to see stuff like that. And that go back to how we was talking about earlier with unity. Like that should have never happened. Like if it was ever a Dolph in the city, they should be protected. They shouldn't even need no security. But that's just the way how it go.
Yeah, so, cause when a nigga envious and they pissed off, they can't think rational.
Right.
So it just, you know what I mean? It just kills it.
It's like
it kills the business
somehow your success, their lack of success is your fault somehow. And man, that small town mentality can be dangerous, man. And
it's real dangerous, bro.
I really don't understand.
In a big city.
Yeah, they was in a big city, but I'm sure with the people that it's small.
Yeah,
and the people on an everyday basis, like, I mean, Union small as it is, but
I know you're saying before, like when he was in the streets, was hood and shit.
Yeah.
Small, everybody.
So I mean, just for the see.
Matter of fact, when he got killed, everybody had already basically knew what happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It took social media and the rest of the world to catch up, but everybody in Memphis already knew what happened. They already knew what was going on.
Right.
You feel me? We on the outside looking in.
I mean, similar with Nip, he got smoked in his hood for some senseless stuff.
Right.
So I mean,
shit, the niggas already kind of knew what was gonna happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
And it's crazy, like from what they meant to not only like their hood and their families. It's always sad to see. It's something that's been happening.
Right. Yeah.
But I know I heard an interview where they were saying like being a rapper is probably one of the most dangerous jobs in the game right now. Being like a top rapper, because you can't move the way you used to move no more.
I say personally, anything at the top is dangerous. You know what I'm saying? I get what they saying.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, being a rapper is dangerous, especially when you rap about certain things. You know what I'm saying? And you feel like you gotta stand on it. But I say anything at the top is dangerous. Like being the president is dangerous. Being a top actor is dangerous. Like just being the top anything. Yeah. Not only is you famous, but you successful and famous. That's dangerous as hell. You know what I mean?
It's just like, people, that envy is real. It's something that I hope we never had to deal with. But, at the same time, once you get to a certain level, you gotta change. You gotta change your surroundings. You gotta get up out of here. And that don't mean that you turn your back on your city. Like, I mean, even when you come back, just move smarter. But you can't live here.
I was like, come back, show love.
Yeah. But you can't live here, though.
Not down here. Especially, man, like if you in a certain industry, like, cause we don't have an industry in the city. You know what I'm saying? We have a music scene, but we don't have a music industry. Like, we don't have a local radio station or media buildings. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
We don't have a media.
But one thing that I do like is how social media has allowed a different avenue. Like it's made it where you don't necessarily have to go deal with a label at all. Like we got YouTube and SoundCloud and stuff where you can like literally produce your own stuff and push it yourself if you really about that. Like imagine if Master P had this when he first came out.
Oh man, if Master P had this, it'd be
yeah,
about 10.
yeah, for real though.
Man.
But I mean, I like where we are in the technology space because it allows, like, you literally can get on and connect to the world in seconds.
You can. It's literally the internet is literally what helped my career. Like, I got into acting through the internet.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I put my music out through the internet. Like, I promote most of my music. You know what I mean? Yeah, we do the street promo too, but the internet plays a huge part in anything I got going on. If I'm selling merchandise through the internet, you know what I mean?
It changed the game. It really did.
I even invest money through the internet. You know what I'm saying? Cryptocurrency and whatever else that needs investing, like through the internet. Like this.
So now that we have touched on a lot of stuff, but what would be some tips that you would give like an artist starting out Like, what's some things that you need to know day one of being an artist?
All right, day one of being an artist, you need to know that you need to make sure you monetize whatever you put out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So day one, I personally say if an artist just want to do some music, first of all, have a job or something that generates money.
Mm-hmm.
That way, you'll have some money to put into it. Because if somebody say you can do music for free, they lying.
Yeah.
Everything costs. The
Everything
equipment
costs.
Like, to put music out costs. Everything costs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, you can cut the costs on things. You feel me? But
by doing it yourself.
You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
But personally, man, if you're an artist just starting out, you know what I mean, do your song. Mm-hmm. Let people that you know will give you hard, critical feedback. Let them hear it. Tell them. Make sure they tell you what they like, don't like about the song. Mm-hmm. Record a couple more songs. And you find that one song, shoot a video to it, register your shit, and then put it out. Mm-hmm. And then just push it. And when I say push it, I mean any way possible you can push it. Rather you going up to people, actually letting them just hear it themselves. Mm-hmm. Or, you paying other people to post it for you, or you posting it on your own Facebook, social media site, whatever. Like, that's what I would tell artists.
Okay. That's some dope stuff. Now, did you have anything for, like, maybe a producer? Is any tips for a producer, or is it like the same?
For any tips for a producer? Nah, it's kind of different. Okay. Any tips for a producer? Find an artist that's got potential around the city. I ain't gonna say mess with the artists that's already popular, because they most likely already in a situation with producers. Find an artist that you know that's kind of on the come up, but he's nice with it. You feel me? And link up with him. You might not even got to send him no beats. Like, just kind of give him some beats. See if he'll get on them. See if he'll rock with them. Y'all lock in on a couple songs. Y'all can present that sound. Y'all can drop together. You know what I'm saying? In this ways, y'all can put, y'all can do the business right. Get the splits on the records. Y'all both get paid at the same time for the music. But find somebody that's on the come up. Lock in with them. You know what I'm saying? And when you lock in with them, stay locked in with them. Like, don't fall off from them, lose contact. Actually, stay locked in with them. Build a sound with said artists. You know what I'm saying? And then, other people come along and buy beats from you and whatever. Other producers come, get tips from you. But for the most part, stay locked in with that artist, because you never know who will blow up. He might blow up and then you blew up because you made the sound.
We seen it over and over. Like, one good example, Gucci and Zaytoven. Like, they came up with some legendary stuff. But to this day, they still, like, when them two get on a track, like, it don't sound like nothing else.
You feel me?
Yeah. So, I mean, just to have, like, a legendary sound like that, or the baby and his DJ Kid or something like that, is his DJ?
Yeah, DJ Kid.
So, I mean, that sound that they, like you said, find the artist that's up and coming and create that sound that undeniable.
I'm about to say, because with damn, I just lost it. I lost my train of thought. I forgot.
Was it about the baby and DJ Kid?
It was one new artist, man. It was. I want to say, I was gonna touch back on the Zaytoven thing. Oh, like, not only did he stay down with Gucci, but he stayed down with his sound.
Right.
He just enhanced his sound. You feel me? Yep. Like, you can take your sound and build on it too. You ain't necessarily
nothing sound like a Zaytoven beat.
You feel me? You know what I mean? So
the way he incorporate them pianos and whatever else he do, it just is hard. So
he played for his church and stuff.
Yeah. And I think it's dope, like, his story in general, how, like, he could deal with somebody like Gucci, but he don't even cuss.
Nah, he don't.
So, I mean, that just goes to show you that you could literally stay yourself, your true self, and still be successful. Like, you don't have to change for nobody.
He's the production guy. He's not the lyric.
Right. But even if he was, like, he stayed in his lane. Right, he was still able to be successful.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if a nigga can go from producing a trap album to a gospel album,
that's talent.
That's talent.
That's true talent.
He in church every Sunday.
You know what I mean? So, speaking of producers, who are some of your favorite producers, like, all time?
All time, I gotta say Dr. Dre, Daz, Drummer Boy, Scott Storch, Coach Zaytoven, make sure I don't miss nobody. I like the Just Blaze at one period of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Like
he came up with some hard stuff.
Swiss Beats was hard at one period of time. I mean,
He still can, yeah.
Kanye.
Yeah.
A dope producer.
Oof.
I ain't gonna lie.
Man, he a
Kanye's
dope producer. Oh man.
You know what I mean?
Other than that though, my honorable mention, I really like Band Play and what he doing right now.
Oh, yeah.
Band Play putting out some heat, and I'm sure it's something that we forgot, but that's just personal opinion. Ain't no such thing as a wrong opinion. So just some of the shout out to them producers.
Shout out to producers, the producers. One thing I want to say too. I know what I was finna say. What's the white guy that works with YoungBoy? Jason? I think they call him Cheese. I don't know.
Yeah, anyway, something like that.
The guy that's the main producer for YoungBoy, like he make beats, but he's like his main engineer. He puts YoungBoy project together. Like that's another example of like somebody coming up with you.
And that's the goal right there. If you can lock in with an artist and just be their guy.
Yeah.
I mean, and it don't mean that you can't work with other artists, but like once you got it made then.
It's just like any business. Like think about it, restaurants and stuff, local restaurants, local gas stations and stuff. They know it's certain customers that come in there all the time. You feel me? Yeah, they got plenty of customers. They got customers they probably seen once in their life and never seen again. Right. But they know there's certain customers that come in there every day.
And they know what they get.
Feel me? So, I mean,
okay. So, man, before we get out of here, I always like to wrap up the interview with a too stubborn to fail moment. Basically, a moment where you had to overcome adversity and, you made it through. And not only did you make it through, but came out better because of it. What's that moment for you?
Shoot, it probably was 2000, either 15 or 16. I was performing at a club in Spartanburg, and I think I performed, and everybody just kind of stared at me, looked at me. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even think I heard a couple people boo me and shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I was pissed off that night. I was like, man, I'm finna quit rapping, man. I ain't gonna hear that. I was mad as hell. I'm talking about pissed. You know what I'm saying? Cause there was people from the city that was in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, motherfuckers in there, I was cool with and shit. You know what I mean? But next couple weeks went by, I was getting all kind of love on social media about the music from people that wasn't from the city, that was outside the city. Because I was running advertisement on my music and stuff. I had people in Atlanta, Memphis, people across seas in Africa jamming to my shit. And then I think we did a show in Atlanta like probably a month later, and we got a lot of love in Atlanta. I want to say it was Ice Lounge that we did the show at, man. And you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was the moment for me. Cause that night I had did that. I want to say it was Club Maze. I did in Spartanburg, man, and everybody just kind of looked at me, just like they just wasn't, they just wasn't rocking with me. Cause I was mad. Cause it's like feelings was hurt. I was like, man, okay, I'm gonna quit rapping, man. But I guess that just went my crowd that night. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Shoot, but I'm glad you didn't, cause then this interview wouldn't even happen. Exactly. So it's gonna be moments like that, especially in the entertainment phase. Where, like you said, sometimes it just might not be your night. And like I know I hear a lot of comedians say that too. Like sometimes the crowd just ain't gonna laugh.
Yeah, sometimes just, you know what I'm saying, and it might not even
be it ain't got nothing to do with you.
They might just have something going on with themselves. They just can't zone in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And also, music is subjective. Everybody don't like the same thing. You know what I'm saying? My music ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? Some people just might not be into what I got going on. You feel me? It is what it is, because I got somebody that's into it. But that's one thing I like about acting. See, thing about acting, you ain't gotta like rap music to watch a movie that a rapper's in. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, that's one thing I can say about that. It got some little perk to it.
Okay. One more thing that I did want to touch on before we get out of here, because I know we mentioned some like your top artists earlier, and like one thing that was a current theme with everybody that you named was longevity. Like to be able to, outlast sounds like from decade to decade. Like you said, Ross still being relevant, still putting out music. Gotti still he just dropped CM10 or something like that. 11. One of them he dropped the new CM. But just to be relevant for so long and outlast sounds and to be able to, I guess, stay relevant even when, technically it's supposed to be a young man sport. Right. Like what can you say to like just being relevant for a period of time?
Man, be real, man. You just gotta with this music thing, man. You just gotta love the music. Yeah. You just gotta love the game, love the culture. You gotta kind of be just into it, like niggas like the rap about how they stay themselves, stay in their own lane. Just that you can do that and still peep the game. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta kind of keep up with what's going on. What's the sound? You know what I mean? If you want to compete in the market, and stay relevant in the market. Now, you don't care about the market and all that, and you just like hearing yourself on the track. You ain't gotta follow it. You know what I mean? But if you really want to compete in the market and actually make some change out this thing, because don't get me wrong, we love doing this. Right. But don't get me wrong, we love getting paper too. You know what I mean? But yeah, you just gotta follow the game, man. Just like football players and basketball players, like they don't do the old plays from the old days. You know what I'm saying? They gotta keep up with the times. Like LeBron, he's looking at the young dudes and new plays that's coming out. Like, okay, I gotta adjust my game. You know what I'm saying? It's new tricks coming out every day.
It's true, but like what I can say when you talk about like a Ross or like a 2 Chainz, where like they music still sound like they music. Yeah. But at the same time, they can have like a Young Boy or 21 Savage or a younger artist on there and still stay in their lane and be relevant. And that's hard to do. Like, it's hard to do. And they still doing it. So I mean, I gotta salute them for that because that can't be easy. But they make it look easy in time to time. I had one more point that I was gonna touch on, but I'm drawing a blank right now. But yeah, man, it's been a real dope interview. I appreciate you coming out.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Definitely. You from the city too, so like one of my main goals for this is like anybody that has something that they want to promote legally. Gotta throw that out there. Yes, sir. Legally, if I want to be that pipeline for the city. Like whatever it is, it don't have to be rap. It could be whatever you want to promote. Like this is the platform, especially for the city. Like once I have like bigger names on here, which is coming pretty soon, that's gonna highlight everybody that I had on the show. Yes, so what I want to do is get as many people from the city as possible because I want everybody to blow at the same time,
Yeah, I mean, everybody's gotta work together, you know what I mean, stay down, you know what I mean, and look at the bigger picture and not the right now results because that's what a lot, us as humans, we get caught up in the right now moment, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, live your life right now, but don't necessarily look at the results of things when you're doing them, or it's going to, it's easy for a rapper from locally to quit if they don't see the results of a song moving, but they just don't know. Maybe if they would have pushed it 2-3 more months, it might have popped. But no, you quit.
Oh, but you had to be honest though at the same time.
That too.
Going into it, you gotta be honest with yourself. Well, not only that, but I'm saying is like when you first get started with something, you gotta have some realistic expectations for it. That's like you gotta be prepared for it to flop first. Like that's the thing that's so hard to get back up from is like what happens when I put this out and it get 2 downloads. That don't mean that you quit. Nah, that just mean that you gotta keep going.
Cause they might double back to that.
Right.
You feel me? Cause that done happened to me before. I might put out a song and don't do nothing. I put out some more music in the future, then I see people talking about this song I've been put out. They just not, checking it out. So I mean, yeah, that's definitely.
It's something to that consistency thing, and like I just got to keep highlighting is just the fact that you put yourself in a position to still be able to come on a platform because you could have quit, at any point. So it takes a love for it, but at the same time, your consistency is what I gotta commend you on the most, just because, like I said, as long as I've known about you, it's always been tied to music.
Sure.
So that's just a testament
Sure.
to how you just keep that thing going. Whenever you have another project, you're welcome to come back. We're going to chop it up about that because there's so much. We could talk about this all day,
yes,
you know.
Sir.
So,
yes,
I
sir.
mean.
I love doing interviews.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I was ready as soon as you told me. I was like, yes, sir. We doing it.
Most definitely. But like I said, I salute to you, all the progress. I can't wait for the next project so you come through. We can talk about that. But this has been another dope episode of the Too Stubborn to Fail podcast. We had Coach Peake in the building today, dropping some nuggets. Shout out to the player tape, 63 Honcho. Y'all doing the thing. Y'all really doing the thing. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Everyone counts. I appreciate the 140 that I got at the moment. Salute to y'all. With the more, I'm trying to do this thing full time, so let's keep this thing going.